Who would have believed that this moment was going to happen today?
That's good.
Thank you to everyone. Clarky'S, Kindy.
That's right. We open today.
We'll open today. Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks.
Elation, amazement, and something I never thought would happen. I thought it was just, yeah, a maybe. I'm just amazed and grateful too. Well, obviously it all started with the loss of my son, Jamie. The Army bringing me here in 2005, becoming a member of this village and them telling me how much Jamie was. And after 2 years of coming back, them asking me for help to build a kindergarten. Probably get into trouble for saying this, but the government here would not provide a kindergarten, and nor would the education department. They didn't have the money. So without it, there was also a threat that they may close the school down if there wasn't a kindergarten for early childhood education by 2010. So that sort of got me going. So I went home to Perth and we did a fundraiser, and we $5,000 for 3 hour, 13,000 and some fundraiser, and since then probably another $2,000 we've raised. And me coming backwards and forwards, which costs a lot of dollars, but I don't care, I'll do it. I'll live in a ditch as long as I can come back here and make sure it's all go. And the village and the community itself working hard and being behind me all the way. And when things got a bit slow, I just reminded them, this is happening because I don't have my son. And it got them going. And they just wanted it so badly. Oh, Jamie hated school. He couldn't see the point in school until he was in year 10. And he was an Army cadet, and he'd always said from the age of 4 he wanted to be a soldier. So I took him to the recruiting office in Perth midway through year 10, and it was an Air Force lady who stood up the front. And so he just looked at her up and down, and then she knew that that was happening with a few young men in there. So the minute she piped up and said, oh, by the way, my husband is SAS, it was like watching this little mechanical thing go, you've got my attention. And she explained that you had to really show that you had the grades. It doesn't matter if you had the ability, you had to have the education. So you had to... He was back at school 3 weeks and I got a call from one of his teachers asking me if he'd copied one of his brother's assignments. Because the little toad decided I better get the brains out and let them know I've got them. And went through to the last 2 years of school getting A's. Now, he wasn't doing TE, but he put his heart and soul into it because he knew if he wanted it, he had to prove it, and he did. And he worked hard, and it was his ambition. One of his first 3 goals was A, to get in the Army. He got that. Second goal was to get into the parachute regiment, which he thought was a dream would never occur, and he got it. His third one was to travel, and his fourth one was to maybe get a look at the SAS. He never got that one. But the CEO at 3RA told me that he was, I don't know what it's called, somebody over there might know what it is, he was actually going to be going on where they had to, like a training course or virtually find out whether or not they're good enough. Jamie was only 21, so I think he had a long way to go before he would have got there. Out of my 3 sons, Jamie's the middle. And now a lot of people, as they got older, used to think he was the older one. It was always the type, it was a Scrooge. He was always the thinker, always the one that sort of was a bit more sensible, but could also be a fair little ratbag too. And it liked to get up to mischief. He was no angel, but he was very passionate about what he was doing. And as he got older, he was proving to be an absolutely amazing young man. At the age of 4, he told me he wanted to be a soldier, and I said, yeah. Well, there you go, that was his first goal. Yes, I would do anything in this world to have my son back, but the bottom line is, Jamie always wanted to be a soldier, and in my eyes was a good one, and learnt well, and just adored what he was doing. So I have to accept that that's what's happened. And someone says to me, I have to accept that he has gone. I don't accept it, because if I accept it, it's okay. If it's not, I just acknowledge it. But Jamie loved what he did, and I couldn't ever take that away from him. I was talking to Evelyn, one of the ladies here, her husband, and Willie was saying that one day they had to tell him off because he was chasing the children through the houses and under the houses and laughing and carrying on, and she had just done her house cleaning in the hut. So he got great fun coming up here even when he wasn't working. And my first visit here in 2005, a little boy came up to me and pulled the trousers of my leg. It said to me, "Clark's mum?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Clark not come home?" was only a little boy, and yet that was 6 months between when we lost him to when that visit. But the little boy was probably about 5, and that put in my mind straight away that he obviously did have an impact on this little community alone. And I came over here one day and a butterfly landed on my nose, and I had never been aware, but butterflies don't come in human contact. And when it landed on my nose, they all laughing and they all, making funny sounds. And I said, oh, it's okay, it's only Jamie. And that's exactly what they were trying to tell me, that they believed. And the second time I came, was the butterfly. Courtney was in this very room, and the butterfly went on my forehead, and then it moved onto her nose. And they all went absolutely nuts. They were saying, Jamie here, and I said, yeah, that's okay. Is that okay, Jamie?